working in the construction industry, trying to help companies address the workforce development issue, this is what we come up against sometimes. You hear certain employers within the industry or just certain managers within the industry talk about how young people don't want to work, which I think is super offensive. I think it's very limited in terms of having a lot of relationships and being tapped in to various younger demographic communities, right?
Just trying to get a feel for how the students are taking in this experience that we have. We've got one of our participants here. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. What school you from?
I'm from Gift Academy.
Gift Academy? Okay. How you liking it so far, man?
It's a good experience, just learning different things out of being out of school, and you get to learn still and be around different schools. It's a good experience. I like it.
Older generations always have something to say about the upcoming generation. So from that standpoint, I get it. Like obtaining this or maintaining this objective perspective, I do understand that component where each generation always has something to say about the upcoming generation. Like this generation, they just don't get it. This generation don't want to work. This generation didn't come up like I came up. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, millennial, I understand that.
Talk to me a little bit about, maybe how the industry partners are making these activity stations engaging for y'all.
They'll just talk us through it, walk us through it, show us how to do it first, because most people can't just listen to something and then redo it. So they'll visual learn, they'll talk us through it, and then we'll go and redo it or keep trying until we get it. So it's just like kind of like a job. So it's like they are mentors or whatever, and they just walking us through it, showing how we do everything. So yeah, it's a good learning experience for me.
Yeah,
because I don't know how to do everything. With the rent, that was kind of real extra work.
When it comes to workforce development, when it comes to being able to engage this younger demographic with construction, for one, to think that young people don't want to work in the industry of construction, I think is a very limited view.
What about your friend group, man? Like, how's everybody else taking it in?
Everybody like it. They most so on what I'm on, like just being out of school, but also learning at the same time. Just a good experience, and then get to walk around, be free a little more. So I don't feel like we in school, but just a learning experience with my friends, and they feel the same way about just learning different things about becoming a man. That's what all we about at Gift Academy, becoming a man, learning different things. So it's good for me and my friends because it just added on to what we already been learning this year.
Construction is one of the few industries where you actually get a chance to see the fruit of your labor every single day. Like you come on a job site or you go in and the job is a little bit further along and you actually get a chance to see that at the end of each day. So you get a chance to see the fruits of your labor. Number two, another reason why I think it's important for us to rethink that mindset that young people don't want to do this work is to consider the fact that this younger demographic has a very limited view of what opportunities this industry offers.
How many of these opportunities did you know about, or how many of these careers did you know about prior to coming?
I really say zero, because I was talking to the guy over there with the, he was just saying that he don't really work on the houses. He just per se make sure they do what they supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew that because I like being into real estate. That's one of the things that I'm interested in doing. So I asked him, did that connect in any type of way? And he was just like, yeah. And then I was talking to him about it. So I ain't really know much about the field, but like about the housing, then that's all I knew really about the housing.
Yeah. You know, we do work with young people all day, every day. We host I Built This events across the U.S. and various cities. We are touching and impacting thousands of students. We have relationships with schools across the U.S.
Talk to me a little bit about your peer group, juniors, high school students. Like, how is it going? How y'all taking everything in?
So far, being a junior and the quarters are already over, I made it almost through my junior year. I like it so far about how everything we're teaching. And the program that I am in that took me here is called YOU. I joined this program when I was a freshman, and I didn't do my sophomore year, but I did do my freshman year, and it was really helpful. It taught us new things. It taught us programming, construction and all the other stuff. We had to make a construction for our freshman year to do, I want to say, an airport. We did not win, but
That's okay.
we did good, though.
Yeah.
We came in second or third.
And one of the themes of our relationships and what you see in our I Built This events, where we're exposing young people, high school students, to different career pathways that exist within the industry of construction, we are blowing their minds because what they are being exposed to, they didn't even know existed. So that in and of itself should let us know that we can't just have this blanket statement that young people don't want to work in construction. For one, they don't know what construction has to offer. So that's the onus back on the industry to say, hey, how can I make this industry more visible to a younger demographic, because I'm in need of this younger demographic when I think about my own sustainability, when I think about remaining competitive against, other GCs or what have you, or other employers within this sector of work. How do I maintain an advantage and have a continuous pipeline? I've got to bring visibility and awareness and actually go and touch these communities that has untapped potential and untapped talent that I need. I've got to allow them to be in a position to make an informed decision about whether or not this industry is for them. And you can't make an informed decision without information, without exposure, without experience, without some type of knowledge and touch about the industry.
What are you thinking about in terms of what you want to do when you graduate?
I was thinking about a trade.
Yeah.
If I was to be able to go to college for free, I would look into that too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I know I could apply for some scholarships, some grants.
Yep.
All of that.
And I think construction is one of those careers where you can go straight from high school or you can go to college.
Yeah.
And make the same amount of money.
Make great money.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
then not
Yeah.
even being in debt. You, instead of going into debt, you making money.
Yeah.
You basically making that what you would have had in debt.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a good path to go down. I was looking at HVAC
Okay.
and a little bit of plumbing, electrician, all that together.
Yeah.
And so I think it's super important for us to realize that when we're thinking about workforce development, the needs of the industry, but also engaging this younger demographic, we are in need of them. And it spans, right, across a generation, because you have a generation that's aging out and we're not backfilling those positions at the same rate. And so it is imperative that you rethink how you're going about engaging our youth. Rethink what you may think and the conclusions that you may have drawn about how young people feel about this industry. If you ask 3 or 4 or 5 young people about construction and they were dismissive, I'm sorry, that's just not a large enough sample size, right? We've seen too many young people say, I did not know these opportunities existed. And then we've also seen those same young people say, by the hundreds and by the thousands, say, wow, I want to pursue this industry now. I did not know that these type of opportunities existed. And this is something that I can see myself doing.
Maybe young people, man, like your peers that may not even be considering an opportunity in the construction industry. Like, what makes it unique? Building code, safety, like just all of this.
I would say look into it all. Everything is its own path. So of course everything is unique. It's so many ways to make money. So like I said, just look into it all. Don't rush. Just do your best to take your time, but have a good pace. All in all, just have a great pace.
That is super important. That's life-changing, right? That is transformational, not only for that young person, but also for the industry. And so we've got to make sure that we are making informed statements and not assuming that young people don't want to work in this industry. That may have been the case, maybe, but I just don't think so. I don't think that that's ever been an accurate statement, because there's so many people who are gifted differently. So many people that love building things with their hands. So many people that love just being hands-on with something. There's so many people that love to travel, right? You can do that within the industry of construction. Go be on different various, construction project sites or what have you.
Prior to coming to like this I Built This event, have you had any other type of experience that's like this?
It was one in and out of school because my mother, she works for Lincoln Electric. So,
okay.
Well, she used to work for Lincoln Electric.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would take me to work with her sometimes.
Oh, that's good.
And then when it came to like little field trips here and there, we would probably like talk about Lincoln Electric. And then when we was with the colleges, some of the colleges offer a little bit of trades and stuff like that.
There's so many different personality types, so many types of ways that we are gifted as individuals that the industry has an opportunity, right, to be attractive to. And so think through that. Make sure we take that into consideration from an employer perspective or from an educator perspective before we just automatically brushstroke and say this younger generation doesn't want to work.
How important do you think exposure is while you're still in school?
I think exposure is very important. That's how you can know like the new things that you can experience, the new things you can see, and be in a different environment that you've never been in before.
Some of that is coming from because we live in a very technologically advanced age now where it's a lot different. And the assumption is because we're always creating things to make life easier and to get things done faster and less laborious. I think we start to associate those things with the industry of construction because oftentimes it's seen as the opposite, right? It can be very laborious. It does take time, that sweat equity, if you will. There are young people, I see it all the time. And so I'm speaking from experience where they get excited around that. They have a gifting around that. And if that's their gifting, then they're going to shine. They are going to execute. They're going to do it well. They are going to inspire others along the way. And they are going to be major contributors. And then also within this technological age, yes, that means young people who may be more technologically savvy than your teams can actually allow you to move forward and introduce new technology, and they can come in right off the jump and add value, right? And so I think it's important for us to take into consideration why we have those type of assumptions, do some self-inventory and say, is that assumption correct? Am I just saying that because I failed a couple of times in some of my outreach, or I'm listening to somebody that has maybe limited knowledge or what have you? But check yourself to make sure that that is substantiated, because I would venture to say it's not. And so if we're going to address workforce development, if we are going to address the labor shortage, we've got to make sure that we are being objective. We've got to make sure that we are doing everything that we can. And maybe it's a paradigm shift for us, meaning the industry, meaning employers, right, to do things differently. This is a labor shortage. Some would say a labor crisis. I've often said crisis creates opportunity. It creates opportunity for us to be a little bit more intentional with how we bring about solutions. And it also opens us up to explore different avenues, different partnerships, different ways of business that we had not done before when we were a little bit more comfortable.
Have you guys talked throughout the day, like how they are experiencing as well and kind of what their thoughts are?
Yes, I have been doing interviews for teachers and students and asking them about how they like this field trip and what was their favorite part so far. Students said their favorite part was the painting. Teachers said they should join this because
shout out to Sherwin Williams, painting station.
They said they should join this because it's a different experience. Everyone goes to college after high school. And for something that's really short and you really want to be your own person and make your own business, it's something that you should do and you should be inspired to be doing.
If you're going to change, that's growth, right? But growth does require you to be vulnerable for a state. And so it's considering some things that are different, leaning into other partnerships, doing things, that you're not accustomed to. But I'm telling you, those things are needed. That's what Crisis has the opportunity to create, is a little bit more intentionality for us to bring about solutions in a more tailored fashion and in a more transformative fashion. All right. Take care.